All right. Welcome back, everyone, to One-and-Done-athon. Next up, a game that I personally love. This is one of my games of the year of 2022. Neon White, as run by Azorae. Azo, take it away.
Hello. Neon White certainly is a game that came out this year. What to say about Neon White that hasn't been said already, other than its release date?
We're called Neons.
We are called Neons. This is a deck-building visual novel.
Oh my God. No,
That's
sorry.
true, actually.
Yeah. So Neon White is a fast-paced first-person platform shooter where you play as a Neon, a sinner plucked from hell to do God's dirty work, who's finding it hard to believe he's in heaven. Throughout the level, we'll be fighting demons, collecting soul cards that represent weapons that we can use as guns or discard to use as special movement abilities. It's a ton of fun. I hope you enjoy it. And we're going to be, starting whenever everybody else is ready in White's Heaven Rush. Before I start, though, I want to say, when I submitted this category, I was first place. You can see I am now second place globally. Humps has been on the grind. He is a turbo gamer, and I believe he is planning on submitting this for GDQ in January. So show him some love, twitch.tv/Humps, HUHMPS. He's grinding for that 31s. Big shout outs for Humps. And he will be, like I said, show him some love. Excellent gamer. I'll be trying to catch up to him, but he definitely has been putting in the grind. So hopefully we'll see him in January, and maybe I'll be on that couch. For now, though, enough about Humps. It's time for me, and I guess I'm ready to start whenever you are. So, you ready for a countdown?
Yeah, let her rip.
All right, well, we'll start in 3, 2, 1, now. Okay, so we start with a pretty simple level, tutorializing the movement in the game, and introducing the big mechanic that's kind of overarching throughout the entire thing. Walking on water is about twice as fast as walking on land. So I'm going to be trying to maximize the amount of time that I spend on water. Quick coyote jump here to get to the end. 1833 is not too bad. All right, moving on to the second level, we pick up our first soul card, which is the Purify light machine gun. It fires a sticky bomb with its right click. And fires as in, like I said, as a machine gun with its left click. So, I already kind of beat this first level. And then we get Elevate, which is our second soul card. So we get a little bit of a mix-up here. Elevate is a pistol. You can use it as a pistol or right-click to do a double jump with it.
Yeah, pretty much every card in this game gives you some, as they say, godlike movement ability. And they don't put the gun on the screen, which I actually really appreciate. The cards look really nice.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Kind of an old school gamer thing to prefer no view model on your guns, but it is
a
quite
little
nice.
bit, yeah.
Yeah, being able to see. It's very reminiscent of like old Quake players and stuff.
Now's a good time to talk about scroll jumps, which he's going to do right here. Scroll jumping in this game doesn't make you jump immediately, but when you do a scroll jump, it queues up the latest possible jump when you go off a ledge, called coyote jumping. You're basically jumping off of midair. That's going to come into play a lot, but for that trick you did just there, it helps a lot with that jump off the wall.
Yeah, for some reason, binding jump to scroll wheel, like you might do in, for example, a source game speedrun, doesn't actually work in Neon White, on the ground at least, but it does work when you're in coyote time. Which is a mechanic that's in all sorts of games, all sorts of platformers that lets you jump kind of after you've already fallen off the ledge. So in a couple of places, I'm going to be using that coyote time jump to take a little bit more of a precise line. That's a little ninja reflect on this. Yeah.
Yeah, you can also parry bullets back at enemies, which is a pretty big deal because not only does it kill enemies if you time it just right, but you also get a small speed boost from doing it. I don't think it's as big as a speed boost as walking on water or shooting bullets, but you still want to do it anywhere you can.
Yeah, I guess I haven't mentioned this explicitly, but shooting a bullet will give you a little bit of an extra speed boost. It's called parrying.
Yes.
So that's another thing that I'm going to be trying to do as much of as I can in this run. So quick parry there gives me a little bit extra speed boost into the goal.
Yeah, you can shoot your Purify bombs as you're sending them out for a tiny speed boost, and that's pretty much the aisles of this game consist of a lot of that. It's being very precise with shooting bullets out of midair for a speed boost.
And speaking of shooting bullets, you can actually shoot your own bullets. I didn't get it.
Right, phantom hits.
Yeah.
So it's extremely hard and terrible, but basically once you shoot a bullet and it hits anything but the player, the bullet will delete, essentially. Nice. But there's a 1.25 second period where you can actually take out your katana and slash where the bullet was, and you will get a speed boost. It's really accurate, really hard. But in ILs, you gotta go for it sometimes.
It is one of the hardest tricks in the entire game, and in that particular instance, it saves 0.1 seconds. So, gotta go for it, right?
Yeah. And you'll also be noticing about now that the soundtrack is immaculate and is done by Machine Girl.
Feel the rush.
You can feel the rush.
Yeah. This is a Machine Girl soundtrack with a game attached.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. It makes you want to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we got a couple of, we'll call them quieter levels. So is there anything in particular you two want to say about the game as a whole, or as a run?
This game is really easy to pick up. Honestly, if people are seeing this and like, that looks cool, all of these levels are practicable individually and really, really fast to repeat. So you can rack up a lot of practice time really quickly.
Yeah,
So-
the longest levels in the game are on the order of like 40 seconds, and you can just press a single keybind, go back to the beginning, and try it again. And in this rush mode, you have infinite lives, infinite tries. There is a harder mode where you're allowed one life. Emerlin did not want me to do that one for the marathon. He says it's not safe because he's some sort of coward.
It's true.
Yeah. I mean, if you die, it's all over. I mean, it's not
That's
that
true.
bad.
Yeah, you can be 30 minutes into your run and accidentally right-click an extra time and drop your card, and you're dead.
Yeah, a lot
But
of
you
the
do get a
routes.
miracle katana.
Yeah.
True.
A lot of the card routes in these levels are routed so tightly that if you screw up even once, you're done.
Oh yeah, general
not every
routing.
level
There's
has
no
fate.
backups.
Yeah, every level has slow backups, right? But if you want to go
Yeah.
fast, the general philosophy for routing is that if you end the game, or if you end a level with a card in your inventory, you probably should have just used that to go faster somewhere, right?
Usually.
So Stomp is kind of the one exception to that rule, and this is a new card that we've just picked up. You may have noticed that the gravity in this game is super floaty. You have a really low terminal velocity, but Stomp helps that a lot because the Stomp discard is a Stomp. It sends you straight down at a really high speed, and when you hit the ground, it crashes and hits everything around you.
It also creates an explosion radius, which can help pick up cards that are kind of nearby you, and that also applies to the Purify Bomb, rockets, barrels that explode. And it's hard to keep up with this run, honestly, because it's not a very glitch-heavy run. Everything's mostly intended.
Yep.
Yeah. A lot of this is taking the concepts of various things and just applying them to different levels. So, this level is all about just figuring out how to use a stomp really effectively to float over and kill everything. And then this one is, using stomps
And Godspeed together
Godspeed,
to go vertically and horizontally. And then there's Canal.
Here's canals. Everyone loves the start of canals because you gotta make 2 very tiny shots. Or 3 if you're a gamer.
Pretty precise snipes on those barrels up there. Fortunately, I got one of them first try. I had to double back for the other one, but that's okay. You have a little bit of extra ammo.
There's a lot of level kind of up above Azorae right now, but you skip pretty much most of it by sniping everything.
Yeah, so there are, in the main game, there are medals that you can earn for different times. Part of progressing in this game involves beating levels in a fast enough time to earn at least a gold medal, which is pretty doable, right? An intended strategy can earn a gold medal. But then there are ace medals, which usually require some sort of shortcut. And the game does show you where some of the shortcuts are with some hints that you unlock. But then even beyond that are the Mikey stamp red ace medals. That's kind of your developer ghost times. So those are usually pretty difficult. Yeah, thank you. Those are usually pretty difficult to achieve. But like the canals one, for example, the red stamp time is, 24 seconds? But the speedrun route does canals in closer to 16. So developers did not quite catch everything.
Yeah, there's a chapter later in the game where they definitely didn't catch everything.
Oh, yes.
Because the developer times for that are pretty long and the speedrun times are very short.
Yeah, we'll get to that in Chapter 11 once we get to the end. Now, Chapter 4 is kind of a truncated chapter. There's only 3 levels here, but one of them is a boss. I'm going to try something real hard here. That's not it, but I failed it anyway.
Yeah, we were just talking about this level offline, and there's multiple ways to do this level. You can jump in this window here, get
Easy.
a really... Man, nice shot. You can kind of skip running around and shooting these balloons by making a couple really precise jumps.
2, 3.
And you do have to kill every demon in most of the levels in the game. There's an exception chapter at the end of the game, but you do have to cover all your tracks.
We'll talk about that when we get there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not on bosses, though.
Yeah.
You don't have to kill all the demons on bosses.
Yep. All we have to do is beat up Neon Green. So there is a strategy that you use in-game timed runs where you'll swing your katana until you run out of katana ammo. You switch to your fists, and then you swing your fists until you literally have punched too hard and you die.
Yes.
It saves a couple of seconds on the timer because when you die, it pauses the timer, and you can die during the boss's death animation. But since we're in a marathon, we're timing in real time. I'm just going to take the nice lazy drift down and Purify Bomb him.
I like it.
All right. On to
Nice
Chapter
and
5.
easy.
Nice and easy. Chapter 5 is one of the toughest chapters in the entire game, so I'm going to let you two kind of run the commentary section while I'm trying to just do.
Sure. So this introduces Fireball, which is a shotgun that when you discard it with right-click, you shoot yourself forward in an arc. So you'll see Azorae aiming slightly more upwards than he would otherwise when using fireballs.
We
got there. Ringer is probably one of the more impressive ILs in the game to nail.
Yeah, we did miss one of the balloons, but let's turn around and get it again. It's not too bad.
Yeah. I don't remember if we actually mentioned it, but reflecting bullets not only makes you go fast, but generally will kill whatever demon shot it.
Yeah,
I say generally
especially
because
these
there's a couple
blobs.
that like bounce in weird ways.
Yeah.
Ooh, hang on. That was a
boom.
terrible little coyote
So
jump.
here's
What happened there?
yeah, it's a short little jump you can only make if you like shoot enough of the bullets out of midair. Here's a nice little skip. You keep so the thing with fireball is you keep your fireball kind of hitbox for a while, so you can kind of use that to like break open shortcuts from below or break doors that you maybe should be breaking that early.
Yeah. Both
Cloud
Fireball
Nine.
and Godspeed make
Cloud
a kill radius around you, but like I said, Godspeed shoots you forward directly, and Fireball
This
puts
one.
you in an arc.
Wait, no, you didn't.
Ah, why would I miss one?
Uh,
Never been one before.
no one's ever missed one demon ever in any run.
Yeah, it certainly doesn't happen often enough for it to become its own verb. Oh.
One. Yeah,
Getting
you just got
one.
one.
Yeah, getting one.
You don't even want to talk about that.
Yeah, getting one in this game is brutal. It's when one of the demons doesn't manage to get slaughtered on your warpath.
I think there's a one emote in the official Neon White
Oh, that's
server,
excellent.
which is great.
Yeah.
I'll let apartment speak for itself.
Here's apartment.
Yeah. So just everything he's doing here is incredibly precise. And
Nice.
if you whiff one thing, it's over. But
That was nice. That's an air
Pretty
dog.
good.
That gets an air dog from me.
yeah,
pretty
that's
air
your
dog apartment right there.
Unfortunately,
Oh my-
we forgot
oh my
to point it
air
out because chapter 1 was so fast, but that's where the air dog meme is from, because in the song they go, air dog, air dog.
Yeah, that is the lyrics for the chapter 1 theme is
And
air dog.
Definitely.
I won't
for the
accept
heavens.
any other answer.
Alrighty. So chapter 6 is
Tripwires.
the Tripwires chapter.
Yeah.
So these little purple demons here are shooting out tripwires. If you touch one of them, you die instantly. But if you break them, they will deal 5 damage to whatever they are attached to. Or in the case of platforms like this, they'll break them instantly. So what I'm going to try to do is, well, obviously avoid all of the tripwires, but use them to get early kills on as many things as I can. Right, so for example, these guardians here, I can just kill the trapwire, or the tripwire. Trapwire is the name of a level later on. Kill the tripwires and get the guardians dead.
Yeah, kill switch is definitely a slightly more interesting level because of you really have to moderate everything you're doing going through here. And it's all to keep a card longer than the level kind of intends you to, so you just get some skips at the end.
Yeah, very nice skip there. Saves a couple of seconds. But it is
Someone
quite tough.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to say that skip also requires one of those coyote jumps that we were talking about earlier. And it was not really RTA viable until scroll jump coyotes were found. So, Ben, please don't patch scroll wheel coyotes.
Ooh, nice slash.
Yeah.
I don't go for that. I'm too scared.
Someone in the chat was asking, what does Purify do? Purify is, the left click is a assault rifle, kind of like machine gun. And then the right click is a sticky bomb. So it'll explode, killing everything around it. And if you're in the blast radius, you'll get an explosion boost off of it.
And it counts as a projectile, so you can shoot it.
That as well, yeah, so you can shoot it. So I'm going to be doing some purifying here. There are
some very precise purifies.
Yes. So there's 9 demons here. I'm going to shoot 3 of them like that. 3 of them just get kind of bullet rained. Have to unfortunately deal with some machine gun spray, but then purify there as well. And that skips that entire half of the level just by killing all of the demons with those 2 guns.
Yeah, so that level was called Bucket. Some people call it Bouquet for some reason. I'm not sure why, but
those are the bucket strats.
The one demon that was introduced that we didn't really mention because it's pretty obvious, honestly, is the mine demons on the ground.
Yeah, the shockers.
Yeah.
We probably should have talked about those during their level. Shocker.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's
too fast. Slow down.
So the green petals show you generally where you're supposed to go for the level, but all of the petals work exactly the same. So if here, for example, I'm going to take this right petal and skip straight to the next
shortcut.
shocker. Yo, shortcut.
Dang. The strats. When you're playing this game casually, they will, like, as you beat the level, they'll show you the hints, but a lot of times the speedrun avoids many of those hints. And sometimes you follow the hints exactly. It's just one of those games.
Yeah, there's a very interesting progression system where the amount of stuff that you unlock per level is based on what time you get, right? So after you complete a level once, it unlocks the gift collectible, which you can find and then give to one of your friends in the story. We're playing the kind of anti-story mode with no dialogue, no characters or anything, just gameplay. But if you collect all of the gifts, you can talk to your friends, give them gifts, unlock their side missions and stuff like that. So you get that for just beating the level. If you get a gold medal, you unlock the hint, which will show you kind of like, hey, this is how you should probably go about getting the ace. But then the red ace is very hidden, and you usually have to find some strats on your own or watch a speedrun and see how they do it.
I do like that you just kind of whiz through race while talking.
Yeah. Oh yeah, don't worry about it. Race is easy.
Race is stressful.
All right, on to chapter 7. We have bubbles now. So bubbles are invulnerable from outside, and you can only kill them by popping them, by going inside of them and then popping them from the inside by leaving.
They force you to go their direction.
Yes.
And they count as demons, so you do have to kill them.
They are demons. You have to kill all of them, and they do kind of dictate what the route has to do through each level. So for example, here in Overlook, I need to go all the way over to here. Even though there's a barrel here, I can't actually shoot it through the impervious bubble. Make sure I get both of those.
If there was ever some way to pop bubbles from the outside, it would completely change so much of the routing for these levels.
It would be quite nice, yeah. Overlook's a tough level too because you get flashbanged every time you stomp into a bubble.
Pop is also tough sometimes.
Yes,
shout outs once again to
Humps. Yeah, don't get popped. Shout outs to Humps.
I get popped often because I'm like, I swore I went through that bubble. What the heck?
Yep.
It's this one right here.
Yep. This little downward water slope is actually super tricky.
Yeah, you go very fast, but you can go so fast that you can't jump.
All right, gotta
call
do
this the Mario.
Are you in the Mario?
Some barrels. Swing your arms from side to side.
Not a bad little
That was
Mario.
beautiful.
Nice.
And then we're on Mimic.
The worst level in the game.
So mimics are chests, but as you can see, they shoot out a lot of bullets and they will kill you in one shot.
Yes, Mimic bullets do one-shot you. All right,
To be fair, everything else in this game one-shots you, but mimics are specifically mean because you're not expecting it the first time you see them. And so you walk up to them and shoot them, and then they pop out a bunch of bullets and kill you immediately.
The nice thing, though, is that the Mimic bullets also one-shot any enemies that they hit. So, for example, on this level, I can go all the way around the intended building and just shoot a couple of Mimics that kill all the demons for me. I'm going to do that again here in a big way on Sweep.
Yeah, there's tons of mimics in this level. And it's kind of a
We're gonna
shooting
shoot
range a lot
that
of times.
that one. I'm not actually going to shoot this one yet because you can reflect mimic bullets with your katana for a tiny speed boost.
Small speed boost, fourth.
All right. A little bit more mimicry going on here. 38, good. Just making sure that everybody's dead. The beginning of Fuse likes to set you up for a 1 in the future.
And we might not have mentioned this earlier, but certain enemies also drop cards. So there's the yellow enemy drops the pistol, which helps you double jump. The big blue dudes, they drop Godspeed, and that gives you the dash.
Yes.
There's another mimic deflect. That's always scary.
And now we have Dominion.
Yeah. So now we have
Launcher.
a rocket launcher on left click, grapple hook on right click. Grappling seems really good in theory, but is actually like extremely slow.
I literally reflexively just went restart, like almost to restart level rush.
That was
that
a
would-
beautiful,
If I,
beautiful
not
Heaven's
good.
Edge, though.
Yeah, it was really good until it wasn't. That would have been a reset if I was doing this on my stream, which is really funny, and I almost did it. But yeah, so we've got a rocket launcher now, and I was stressed out about that level, but whatever. I mean, you just reset, do it again. It's another 10 or 12 seconds or something. It's not a big deal.
Yeah. So the grappling hook is hypothetically very good because it's cool. You get to zoom across the whole stage. But there's actually a speedometer that someone developed for this game, and they found out the grappling hook is like one of the slowest ways to get anywhere.
Yeah,
So
it's
rocket
really
jump,
only-
I didn't know that.
yeah, it's like 30 speed whatevers, and
Yeah, the
doing
little error-
anything else is completely faster.
The air currents
It's 30
make you
speeds.
think that it's really fast,
Yeah.
right? But it's mostly just used to cross large horizontal gaps that you wouldn't be able to otherwise.
Yeah.
It's also good if you're kind of going really fast in like an up direction or some direction you want to get back on your line as soon as possible. Then the little zip line helps.
Yep. So this
Also
one also
jumping
puts balloons at the bottom of things, so you have to go down there.
Yep, you got to go down and pop those bubbles. That is noticeably absent from the first level of Chapter 9, so we can actually do a nice little skip by saving a pistol. We'll see that in a little bit. Okay, so Crash actually starts a sequence of really interesting levels, in my opinion. So there's a very nice strat for this. I'm actually just going to snipe 4 enemies that are at the bottom of this level near the exit that normally you'd kill at the very end. The reason for that is I'm going to need every little moment that I can get to do some sniping. So I'm going to pop up to here, skip a pretty substantial portion of the level, and then I'm going to shoot the bottom of these 2 things. Whoops. The bottom of these 2 things. Easy.
Wow, I haven't seen that one. That's nutty.
Yeah, so that's a pretty cool strat. So since rockets have an explosion radius that isn't affected by... Oh, this is Ascent, by the way. It's not affected by...
Aim labs.
by
If you get
walls
this
or
one
floors or
complicated,
anything.
It's gonna be so bad.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You can
so
just shoot
bad.
stuff through the floor. Yeah, no, the strat's easy.
Yeah,
I don't know why everybody thinks the Ascent is such a hard level. You just shoot
It
all
just
the balloons.
looks really hard.
It is objectively hard. That's one of the hardest levels of the game, in my opinion.
I'm saying that I've never learned that strat.
I haven't either.
I
because
still
I'm
do
bad
the
at the
other
game. That was another. You use a mine or a shocker to go the wrong way.
Yeah.
So you just
Yeah,
move
there's a
further
whole
on.
little like platforming section, but a big kind of tip off that a section is skippable in this game is that it doesn't have any demons. Like you do have to kill all of the demons to progress to the next level. So if you're doing a lengthy section and it's like, I haven't seen a demon in a while, chances are it's probably something that's skippable.
Yeah, or just having line of sight on certain demons far away, then you can skip a lot of things just by shooting some balloons out of the air or something.
Yeah, like that. Notice my
Yeah.
demon count's going down because I shot a rocket across the level to shoot a tripwire. And then that tripwire proceeds to kind of do an entire line of tripwires that blows everything up.
Yeah, that's one of the advantages of these like Heaven's Edge levels is that everything's so open, so you can get a bunch of really ridiculous like go across the map and kill everything, and that's nowhere more apparent than Mirror that's coming up at the end.
Yeah,
of this.
Mirror
Is that
will
what
be
it's
the
called?
next
Right?
level after this one. Right now, though, we've got Streak. Shoutouts to Idol, the Streak gamer. We're going to be doing some snipes. 1, 2, 3. little intermission where I actually play the video game, and then shoot these guys, and shoot these guys. And then we can just rocket jump straight up this building.
Beautiful.
Get to the end of the level.
Yeah. Incredible.
We're going to see that.
Mirror.
Yeah, so this is the level I was talking about where there's a huge traversal section where there's no demons. And again, that should kind
There
of
it is.
Well, there are
It's those
two. There's
buildings
those
over
two. There's those two balloons right there. But instead of doing all of that, what I'm going to do is grapple right here. Let's see that I can't quite get there yet, but once I can rock on, I can rocket jump all the way up to the top and get to the end of the level. All right, chapter 9. Oops, missed the mimic. There we go. Chapter 9 is kind of the hodgepodge. It's where everything gets kind
like
of
a
thrown
remix,
in. Yeah. And all the levels start to get a little bit crazy. So there's all sorts of different cards that are all together. Little boost there if I can get them. Not too bad.
Yeah. All these levels start to get longer and more difficult. Like the average level time, especially for, just trying to get like ace or red ace times, goes up to like 20 or 30 seconds on these levels.
Yeah, Bolt, this level right here is one of the trickier ones. You have to do lots of snipes while moving. But it is very satisfying when you get through that little fence with no collision and get to just rocket jump or rocket through everything. Did I hit everything? 7? I did not hit everything. You.
Oh, almost got bolted.
Almost got bolted.
The highest quality copy.
Some of those shots are real
But
tough. I
just,
gotta make sure that,
that
everything is
on that black.
actually dying. All right,
Loach.
vending machine strats.
You fired a rocket early to get a vending machine.
Woo. Yeah, so
It's there
vending
in the corner.
machines are kind of the backup thing in this game.
That's
if you
why I drink
get
Bolt.
stuck, you can find a vending
Destroy
machine to
stuff.
get you a card. They're normally very slow because you have to hit them and then wait a couple of seconds. But if you fire a rocket at that one, again, because rockets aren't affected by walls, you can spawn the card and then have an extra Godspeed card, which just gives you an extra dash later on in the level. It's pretty useful. All right, shoutouts to me, who lost a minus 32 second world record pace run a while ago on this level because I stomped into a mimic and died instantly.
Yep.
Hey, shoutouts to you, bud.
I was there
Shoutouts
for that.
me. Yep. That mimic, that's the one. Killed me, killed my run, killed my hopes and dreams. It's actually completely safe what I did. It looks very scary, but it will not hit you.
Until it does.
Until it does, yeah. Now that I've said that, I'm never
That's-
getting past that mimic again.
That's the worst thing ever.
Yeah. Lots of bullet boost there at the end makes Plunge a really fun level. So now we're in Mayhem, where you do that quick little fireball boost to get up to the top layer of the level and then kill everything with mimics. Quite fast.
A few more slashes here to go faster.
Yep.
Also, something subtle with the fireball is if you fireball and land on the ground, there's an initial period right after you shoot yourself with the fireball that you will get the water speed movement. Like you kind of like are on fire on the ground, so you're running faster. That's kind of like something you're always aiming to do when you're discarding the fireball.
Yeah, it's actually kind of interesting. Fireball and Godspeed are basically like direct opposites of each other. When you fireball, you want to be on the ground, but when you Godspeed, you want to be in the air because you can keep the Godspeed speed for longer there.
All right.
Yeah, it gives you a lot of momentum.
Yep.
State is one of the longer levels in the game and definitely one of the more punishing of mistakes. So I'm going to try my very best to do it correctly.
Yeah.
Not that I
the,
haven't
like,
done
kinda
that
fun.
before, but yeah, it's a very fun level. There's lots of demons. There's lots of stuff to do. There's lots of different cards that you can use. Please shoot the chest.
Yeah, one of the major skills of this game is just learning demon counts for various points of the level so that you know when you're practicing. You get to hear, you see, oh, I have 25 demons left. Cool, that's exactly how many I should have.
Yep.
And
You
if
should have
you missed
13
one
before going
yeah.
to the end of a state. So here's Trapwire. This is a level I kind of Freudian slipped earlier. The theme here is that there are tripwires that will pop out from behind enemies and kill you. And that continues through the rest of the level. I think I missed the jumper here. I did. Unfortunate. We get to go again. Never try
Another
to
small
talk and
deep.
play at the same time.
It's hard.
Yeah. I
Really,
genuinely think this is one of the harder levels in the game just because I tend to faceplant a bunch of tripwires all the time. Or
There we
get
go.
I
one.
always miss that jumper.
Yeah.
I get too antsy and I just shoot it immediately. But yeah,
Yeah.
the jumpers, they actually jump when they see you and then shoot. So there's tripwires that are pointed at them. But if you shoot the tripwire too fast, the jumper will literally just jump over the tripwire damage.
Yep.
Yeah.
Obviously not
None of
great
the-
'cause you
none
need
of
all
the
the demons
Yeah. None of the demons move in this game except for that one. And it's the worst.
Yeah, it's a small jump. And it can end your run.
Yeah, they're more obstacles than enemies, right? They're just kind of like, this is where you have to go to actually do the level.
I've been saying it. This is a puzzle game.
It really is, especially the gifts collection. Some of those can be devious. It's one of my favorite levels in the entire run.
Fortress, pretty fun.
Yeah.
Nice
Kill a lot of
turn
demons
around,
very quickly.
fade away snipe
always-
right there.
That was nice. More of an IL strat, this one. Or really, it's just his strat now.
Yep. So that fadeaway snipe, it starts the tripwire chain early, so I don't have to wait for it. Normally on this level, you kind of blast yourself up off these barrels, and then you have to wait for the tripwires to go so that you can stomp to the exit. But by starting
now
the
we
chain
can
early,
breathe.
a little bit. Yeah, by starting the chain early there and then shooting that jock and the barrels in such a way that you don't actually grab the stomp card, you can make it to the end much quickly, more quickly, or more. You
more
can do it
faster.
you can do it the quickliest.
Yes, that's what we call
Exactly.
world record holders in this game.
Yes, the quickliesters.
Quicklists.
Yes.
Definitely didn't just make it up. This is Holy Ground. It's pretty chill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's 1 minute
actually-
of just pressing W.
There was a small bit of tech where you zip line into one of those bubbles at the beginning of the level, and you shoot your rocket at the same time, and you kind of skip this chasm and lets you keep that Dominion, and then he zip lines up to the end without doing a big platforming section.
All right, chat. Wish me luck on Grandpa.
All right, great
So-
too.
This is the
So
worst
now we've
fight
had that
in the
nice
game.
tranquil level. Let's have a boss fight in that level.
The hardest boss fight.
Yes.
Yeah.
This fight is about 4 to 5 minutes long casually. I'm going to try to cut it down a little bit, though.
Yeah, so the developers intend you to kind of wait till green goes to his little points here, pops his invulnerability bubble, and then you shoot his crystals. But you can also kind of pepper on damage while you're chasing him down, like here.
Yep. Green has 140 health. Each one of his stun phases, he can take up to 20 damage, and each one of his bubble go down phases, he can take up to 10. So what I'm going to try to do is every time his bubble goes down, I'm going to try to hit him for as much damage as possible. Like that.
Can we get some air dogs in chat to help Azorae?
I might need some air dogs.
Yeah.
You're doing pretty
These
good,
shots
actually.
are tough. Okay, got the
Nails
first
it.
one. And got the second one. This game is actually
Nice.
easy.
Oh yeah, I promised you $1 if you killed him before the halfway point. Oh my gosh. Nice.
And it is time for
Wow.
the 1,000 pound butterfly. So we get the Booth of Life, which is our new card. When you discard it, it doesn't actually go away. So you have infinite discards, and it is very overpowered. In fact, in the text of the game, the dialogue, they refer to it as, quote, OP.
That's true.
What you do is you point at any enemy, barrel, or chest, and it will teleport to it and kill it instantly.
There's a lot of intended and unintended skips in this whole chapter.
Yeah. This is also the levels we were talking about where you don't have to kill all the demons now. So now you just have to get to the end of the level and put the Book of Life page back into the Book of Life.
Yep. Nice little skip here around the corner of that bubble.
So as a consequence, it really opens up routing opportunities because you can just do like this and skip half of the level.
Yeah, lots of this is old school Adventures game style pixel hunting, where you got to find like what's the one thing that I can grab that skips the
Yeah.
most of this level, right?
It's
Switch
pointing your
is, like,
cursor at
kinda
something.
normal.
Yeah.
Yeah. You point your cursor at something and then just click until it figures out the thing that's in front of you.
Yeah. So you might notice there that I went through some tripwires. If you're far enough away from tripwires with the Book of Life, they won't actually kill you. You're going to see that again in just a second here. This little molding here doesn't exist, so you can just go around it. And then here, you can do the same thing where you're far enough away that the tripwires won't kill you when you grapple to that barrel. Okay,
If you're wondering-
congregation.
Oh, congregation. There's one jump right here at the beginning. This is a bit precise with this barrel. You got to elevate and shoot the barrel at the same time. And Azorae's going to go for some more bullet shots because he wants to go
Yeah.
fast.
Excellent.
this
So
is where
we've
you're talking
kept
about
this
saving.
elevate card, and this painstaking elevate that I've kept saves like a second when I do this. Another little seam shot there, skips through, and we can make it to the end of the level.
Also,
go for the gamer jump. This match.
do you wonder why people call it boof? Just look in the bottom right of the card. They call it Book of Life, but it definitely says boof of life.
Yeah.
It sure does. All right, so this level is called Marathon. It is a lengthy behemoth of a level where you use all of the different cards in these little kind of mini levels as a kind of extra long gauntlet. And at the end of them, you break these tripwires, which the developers built so that you can't just skip them. Anyways, final boss fight time.
Yep. Again, moving too
This
quickly
is
through
it.
tripwires breaks it.
Yep.
Nothing much else to say about that. Marathon is a fast level now.
Time's ticking, Azorae.
It sure is. So we're on the final boss now with our very, very powerful Book of Life card. And same rules apply as the other green fights. He's got his health bar, and we need to make our way through it. Now, unlike green 2, we can't actually really pepper on a bunch of extra damage. Those are some nice clicks. So you kind of have to make your way through all of the phases somewhat normally here.
Yeah, the day someone figures out a skip for green 3 is it like it's over.
Yeah, this
If
is
anyone ever
this is the
figures
longest
out how to
level in
keep
the
it.
run. At about 1:20 when it's done perfectly. You can do some minor skips here, like I can aim and shoot that crystal from a mile away.
Oh,
And
nice
shoot
shot.
this crystal
Wow.
from a mile away.
Yeah, so 3 crystals up there for the next phase here, and you can kind of get them early because this is all one level. Azorae's also using his punch ammo
Yeah.
down to 2 because he needs to break this to get the boof for this phase. And I can only assume he's going for the death strat.
Yeah, why not?
Not the boss.
One for
though.
the
his own
fans.
character.
And time is
Failure. So there's that timer pause that I was talking about.
Time.
And
stops
time.
the time early. And
33. Wow.
pretty nice 33, 34.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Would have been good for third place if I didn't exist.
Yeah, casually
Yeah.
third place.
Yeah, that's yeah. So you can see 36 seconds slower than my PB. Not the worst for a marathon run.
GG.
Yeah, very nice. So yeah, shout outs to the Neon White speedrunning community. I see Shovel Claws, Idol in chat.
See a lot of you guys.
Maybe, yeah. I haven't been looking at it too closely, but hope you enjoyed it.
Saw a few
To
gamers in there.
yeah, shout outs to Everything Is Fine, who I've bullied into watching this run.
Yep.
We'll see if
Shout
anybody
outs.
actually showed up, and to my mom, who's probably asleep. Unfortunate.
Shout outs to Azorae's mom.
Yeah, that's my mom.
Shout out to Azorae's mom.
Alrighty.
Shout outs to the
All right.
strat that leaves failure on the screen, even if you PB or world record. It will always be there.
It sure does. And it's really funny too, because if you get a new best, it puts the words "new best" next to your time, but the word "best" is covered by the word "failure." So if you get a record, it's a new failure.
You've done it.
Nice.
New failure.
Yep. All right. That's about it for me, though. I don't want to run anybody's time. I know we're getting kind of late, and everybody wants to see Resident Evil 7 coming up by Captain Ezekiel. It's going to be lots of fun, so stick around for that. Emerlin, I'm taking your host duties away from you.
You are. Hey, the more you say it, the less I have to say. You know what
That's
I'm saying?
true. If you enjoyed my run, remember to check me out on Twitch. You know, the usual sellout stuff, like, follow, subscribe, check out my LinkedIn. Am I allowed to say follow me on Live Jasmine on the GDQ channel? Probably not.
Probably not.
Yeah, maybe avoid
well.
that one.
Yeah. Hang on. All right.
Rewind.
No, they're okay. No, they're telling me that I'm never allowed to run in the One-and-Done-athon again. That's unfortunate. Well, I guess that's it for me then.
Darn.
Enjoy Resi 7, and I will see you all on something that is not this show.
Yep.
Good night.
And that's right. Thank you for doing the run, Azorae. But unfortunately, goodbye forever. Erased from existence for the first and final time. But excellent run. Again, I'm a personal shill. I really love Neon White. I think it's a great game. If you
One more shout out, by the way, to Tiffany Lockhart in the chat, the Neon White community manager.
I don't know if you're live on stream, so I'll repeat that just in case.
Unfortunate.
Shout out to Tiffany Lockhart in the stream, who is the community manager for Neon White. But yeah, we will be taking our last break of the night here. heading on to Resident Evil 7 Biohazard. And other than that, we'll be right back.